Next question, question number 6 on the board, students. This is the similar type of question which we did. The previous question belonged to 1995 board, and that sum also dealt with the sale proceeds concept. Once again, same type of question, question number 6 for us. This question was asked in the board exam of 2010. Okay, let's read the question one word and write the data. Vivek invests rupees 4,500. Vivek invests rupees 4,500 in 8%. So Vivek is investing rupees 4,500 in 8%. When nothing is mentioned, only a default percentage is given, random percentage is given. It's nothing but ROD, rate of dividend. Okay, so this is rate of dividend, ROD percentage. Rupees 10 shares. The amount given before the word shares is always the face value, or nominal value. So Vivek is investing rupees 4,500 in a company who is offering rate of dividend 8%. Okay, and the face value or nominal value of his shares which he is purchasing is rupees 10 at rupees 15. So any amount given after the word at, I mentioned these shortcuts in the first lecture, is nothing but the market value. So this is the market value at which he is purchasing his shares. Okay, next, he sells the shares. Okay, he's selling out his shares. How many shares he purchased, we don't know. Of course, we can calculate it. He sells the shares which he purchased of the first firm when the price rises to rupees 30. Good, he's a smart one. He purchased these shares at the market value of rupees 15, and when the price rose to rupees 30, when the market price of the same shares of the first firm becomes rupees 30, he's selling off them and invests the proceeds. Proceeds means whatever amount, whatever money he got, he received in his hands. In Hindi, जो कुछ पैसा मिला shares को बेचने के बाद. Once again I repeat, this proceeds does not means the cost price, does not means the profit. It just means whatever money he got, he received in his hands. Okay? So whatever money he got after selling of his shares at the price of rupees 30, he invested it, which is called as proceeds, in another firm. So now the data of the second firm. Now we have the data for the second firm from here onwards. Data for the second firm in 12%. So here once again a percentage is given. So when a random percentage is given, it's a rate of dividend. So this is the rate of dividend percentage for the second firm. I have written here 2, and this was the rate of dividend for the first firm. Rupees 100 shares. Once again, the any amount given just in front of the word shares is the face value or nominal value. So this was the face value 1, the face value of the first firm, and this is face value 2 at rupees 125. So this 125 is of course the market value of the second firm. Okay, this much things are given, and we need to find what all we need to find: the sale proceeds. Hope you understood this, that he sold the shares of the first firm when the market price changes from rupees 15 to rupees 30. So when he sold his shares of the first firm, whatever amount he got in his hand, he invested in the second firm. So whatever amount he got in his hand is called as the sales proceed. We just have to find this one. Then number of rupees 125 shares he buys. So rupees 125 वाले shares कौन से है? Rupees 125 वाले shares. So here तो it's rupees 10 face value for the first firm, rupees 15 the market value for the first firm, and rupees 100 the face value for the second firm, rupees 125 the market value of the second firm. That means they are talking about the second firm. So number of rupees 125 shares he buy. That means we need to find how many shares he purchased for the second firm. This is regard with the second firm. Okay, they have given a clue by giving the market value of the second firm. Third, very important, and this is the reason I selected this question. Change in his annual income from dividends. Very important. Change in his annual income. If I translate this sentence in Hindi, कितना फर्क पड़ा उसकी annual income में. So if I need to find the change, कितना difference आया, so I should have both the annual incomes. Annual income from the first firm as well as annual income from the second firm. And synonym for the word income is dividend. In other words, we need to find the dividend of firm 1 and firm 2. We'll use the word income only. So we need to find the income 1 by using this second formula. We need to find income 2 by using this second formula. And the difference we need to find, the change in his annual income from the dividends. Actually, there was no need to mention here from the dividends. Income itself means the dividend only. Okay, so hope you understood the entire question, the entire story about Mr. Vivek. Now let's write the data. You will bifurcate your page in two parts. First firm. Vivek invests rupees 4,500. Investment is rupees 4,500 in 8%. So rate of dividend percentage of the first firm. I don't have space over here, that's why I'm writing ROD percentage in exam. So for the first time you have to write rate of dividend, and in the bracket you can write ROD percentage. So rate of dividend for the first firm is 8%. Rupees 10 shares. So rupees 10 is the face value of the first firm. Face value of the first firm is rupees 10. At rupees 15, so market value of the first firm is rupees 15. He sells the shares when the price rises to rupees 30. So at what price he is selling off his shares? When the market value changes from 15 to 30. So I will write here selling price. Selling price or sold above shares. Sold shares at rupees 30. So the shares above he sold at rupees 30 and invests the proceeds, whatever proceeds. So can I say now for the second firm? For the second firm with the orange color, for the second firm, how much money he invested? Investment for the second firm is nothing but the proceeds जो पैसा मिला after selling the shares of the first firm. So investment of the second firm is nothing but the sale proceeds. Of course, sale proceeds of the first firm. Okay. Then next, he invests the proceeds in 12%. The rate of dividend for the second firm. Rate of dividend percentage for the second firm is 12%. Rupees 100 shares. So face value of the second firm is given. Face value of the second firm is rupees 100 at rupees 125. So the market value of the second firm is rupees 125. We need to find three things. What all we need to find here? The sale proceeds. Okay, I'll write here. First we need to find the sale proceeds, of course by selling the shares of the first firm. Second we need to find is the number of rupees 125 shares he buys. Okay, so 125 rupees shares was nothing but the second firm ka shares. Okay, so second we need to find the number of shares of rupees 125. You should know this. Rupees 125 shares means the number of shares of the second firm. And third, the change in his annual income. The change in his annual income. So I need to erase out this. Okay, you all have not copied this question. Wait, I'll write here. Third, change in his annual income. Change in income. change in income means the difference in the income, means difference in the dividend, because synonym of income is dividend. So dividend 2 and dividend 1 ka difference. Okay, so now students, what you need to do is write the question, then write the data, and then we'll start with the actual solution. Let's start with the solution, students. The first sub question over here is, first is sale proceeds. What is the formula for sale proceeds? Sale proceeds means the total amount we get after selling out the shares. So the selling price of one share for the first firm is 30 rupees. So can I say this 30 will be multiplied with the number of shares we were having originally of the first firm. What are the number of shares? Oh, it's not given to us. So number of shares of the first firm is not given to us. If we multiply this with the selling price of 30, then only we can get the sale proceeds. So first we need to find the number of shares of the first firm. So let me find out this first. So number of shares for the first firm, in a subscript I'm writing here 1. Which formula? The first formula. Number of shares is the investment upon market value. Formula of number of shares is investment upon market value. Now what is the investment for the first firm? It's clearly written rupees 4,500. So 4,500 upon market value. Market value is the value at which this person has actually purchased the shares, and it will be rupees 15. This 30 is his selling price. He purchased at rupees 15. It was clearly given in the question. So here 15 will come. Okay. Now it's 4,500 upon 15. Now this is very simple. If I say 15 ones are is 15 and 15 threes are is 45. Okay. So 2 zeros. So it will be 300 shares. 300 shares. So number of shares for the first firm he was having was 300. Now next we need to find sale proceeds. So once again I'll apply this formula of sale proceeds. Sale proceeds is 30, the selling price of one share, into number of shares, which we just calculated 300. 300. 3 threes are is 9, so here 9, and 3 zeros, 1, 2 and 3, rupee symbol, don't forget. So rupees 9,000 is the total money received after selling out the shares of first firm, which is called as sale proceeds, and this is nothing but the investment which we invested, which the person invested in the second firm. So I'll write here the investment for the second firm is the sale proceeds of the first firm, which is nothing but rupees 9,000. Okay. Second thing we need to find is the number of shares of rupees 125. That means we need to go for this on the data of second firm. But as I told you, I selected this question only because of this third sub question. Here it is mentioned change in income. In other words, income का दूसरा नाम क्या है? Dividend. Change in dividend. That means we need to find difference of two dividends. That means we need to find both the dividends. So before moving on to the second firm, first let's find the dividend received from the first firm. Okay. So now I'm finding the dividend he received from the first firm. Dividend from the first firm. I'm writing a subscript 1 over here. Formula remains same. Face value, number of shares multiplied by rate of dividend percentage. For the first firm, face value is how much? It is rupees 10. For the first firm, number of shares is how much? 300. And rate of dividend percentage is how much? 8%. Okay. So I'll write the formula first. Face value multiplied by number of shares multiplied by rate of dividend percentage. Face value is 10. Multiply by number of shares 300, rate of dividend is 8%, so 8 upon 100. So can I say, because it's 8 2 zeros goes off. Okay, 8 threes are, what is 8 threes are? It's 24 and 1 10 here, so rupees 240 is the dividend he received from the first firm. Now we are moving to the calculation of the second firm. The number of shares of rupees 125. What is the formula for number of shares? Formula for number of shares is investment upon market value. So do you all know the investment for the second firm? Yes, it is rupees 9,000. What is the market value of the second firm? Yeah, it's clearly mentioned 125. So easily we can find out the second sub question. Number of shares of rupees 125. So it's technically a second sub question. Number of shares of the second firm. I don't have place. I repeat again. It's better if you write of second firm, and of course you have to write the full number of shares, but I am writing here NOS subscript 2. Number of shares of the second firm is investment upon market value. Okay, what is my investment? And once more I will say I'm doing my calculation horizontally. Again and again I'm putting equal to like this because I don't have space here. Ideally should go down, vertically downwards. Investment is rupees 9,000. Market value is 125. Now I'll do the cancellation with 5. Yes, we can do the cancellation with 5. 5 2s are 10. 5 5s are 25. 5 1s are 5. Carry over 4. 5 8s are 40. And 2 zeros over here. 5 5s are 25. 5 3s are 15. The 3 is remaining. 5 6 are 30. And 0 over here. One more 5. So 5 1s are 5 7s are 35. 5 2s are 10. Okay. So totally the number of shares of the second firm that is selling at rupees 125 is 72. Number of shares are 72 shares of the second firm. Okay. Next, after finding this, the third sub question we need to find the change. So as we had calculated dividend in the first case, now in the second case also we need to find out the dividend. So now I'm finding out the dividend of the second firm he received. Okay, dividend for the second firm. Dividend for the second firm. Dividend का formula face value multiply by number of shares multiply by rate of dividend percentage. So dividend of the second firm, face value. Do you have face value for second firm? Yes, rupees 100. Number of shares for the second firm? Yes, 72 shares. Just now we calculated. Rate of dividend for the second firm? Yes, 12% is given to us. Face value 100. Number of shares 72. Rate of dividend 12 given to us upon 100. Now I can say this two zeros goes off, and we need to do the multiplication of 72 with 12. So 72 when multiplied with 12, 72 12s are is 864 rupees 864. This is the dividend he received from the second firm. Dividend he received from the second firm. Now we need to find the change in income. So let's compare both the dividends, students. Let's compare the dividend. See my cursor here. Dividend from the first firm was rupees 240. Now dividend from the second firm he received is rupees 864. So this both are the dividends. So we need to find the change. Change means the difference, the bigger minus smaller. So 864 minus 240 will be the difference or the change, and this will give us the answer of the third sub question. Third sub question, change in income will be dividend 2 minus dividend 1. Okay, dividend 2 is how much? 864 minus dividend 1 is 240. 240 is equal to rupees 864 minus 240 is nothing but rupees 624, and this is the answer for the third sub question. This question I have selected from the textbook. It's a different type of question, a very interesting one, a very practical question, I would say. Very practical question. Which is better investment? Which is better investment? Two types of investments are given to me. Or in other words, I will say two types of firms are given to me. This is my first firm. I'll write here one. First firm. And this is my second firm. Two firms are given to me. First firm and second firm. And we need to find which is the better investment. किधर invest करेंगे? In the first firm, the first row, or in the second firm, the second row. So I'll get better returns. Understand? Please understand. See on the board. 16%. Can I say this 16% is rate of dividend for the first firm? 100. This 100 comes just before the word shares. So it is the face value of the first firm at rupees 80. Here rupees is not mentioned just to confuse you. At 80 means this is market value of the first firm. Similarly, this 20 is the rate of dividend for the second firm. 100 is once again the face value of the second firm. At 120, market value is 120. Students, just if we look at the data, just if I observe the data, see what is happening. Both the company ka shares, both the firm ka shares are available. The face value is 100. But the first firm, this first firm is available with a discount of 20 rupees. Its market value is 80. So if I purchase this first firm ka shares, I'll get in 80. But this is at premium plus 20. I am receiving these shares with 120 rupees. Okay. So in my words, can I say this is cheaper? 80 rupees में मिल रहा है and this is in 120. Okay. Now let's observe this over here. So if at all I look only at this market value ka things, if I see market value ka, so which is the better transaction for you? Firm 1 के firm 2? I'll say firm 1 because ये सस्ते में मिल रहा है. 100 rupees का shares है, 20 rupees discount में मिल रहा है, and here it's we are getting in 120. So according to me, if I just observe this market values, according to me, if I say कौन सा सस्ते में मिल रहा है, so I'll say firm 1. Now if I compare the rate of dividends, rate of dividend means the percentage of dividend which is announced by the owners of the company. Percentage of dividend, the bonus. Can I say more the percentage, more will be the dividend obtained? Yes. So 16%. In the first firm, 16% ka dividend is given. But in the second firm, 20% ka dividend is given. So if we compare the dividend ka rates, so then I can say here I have more percentage of gains, more percentage of dividends obtained. So can I say, by looking at the data, we cannot decide. Here at this place, I can say that first firm is profitable, but in this case I can say second firm is profitable. But we cannot decide and we should not decide. So who will decide? Who will decide? A magical formula will decide. Very, very important. I will say very simple solution. We'll apply the third, a magical formula. I am writing my magical formula on the board. Please see on the board. Okay. First, I'll put the heading for first firm. For first firm. What is my magical formula? I'm just copying here. Market value multiplied by percentage of returns, and it is equal to face value multiplied by rate of dividend, which is in percentage. Rate of dividend, that is in percentage. In the first lecture itself I explained you in detail that market value के ऊपर depend करता है percentage of returns. Percentage of returns is the percentage of profit. Okay, and rate of dividend is something different. It's the percentage of dividend, percentage of bonus, the dividend given to us by the owner, and it depends upon the face value. But here the profit percentage, the gain percentage on our investment, it depends upon at what rate we purchase depending upon the market rate. So this both are different terminologies. So students, to conclude my discussion, the best investment, I repeat, the best investment will be the investment whose percentage of return is maximum. So only this will answer our question. Can I say market value is given to me? Yes, in both the firms market value is given to me. Can I say face value? Yes, for both the firms market face value, sorry, yeah, 100 is given to me for both the firms. Can I say rate of dividend for both the firms are given? Yes, for both the firms. So that's it. I just need to find the percentage of returns for both the firms, and जिसका percentage ज़्यादा आएगा, that will be the best and the investment for me. Okay, but I'll just make a difference here. Market value for the first firm, returns for the first, face value for the first. Okay, let's start. Therefore, market value of the first firm, it is how much? 80 multiplied by, I need to find the percentage of returns for the first firm. I write RET subscript 1. Face value for both it's same, 100, multiplied by rate of dividend for the first firm, it is 16. It is 16. So I'll not write 16 upon 100. If I write here 16 upon 100, then here also I need to find 100, right, upon 100. But because we have two things on either sides of the equal to sign, so 100 is cancelled. So I'll just write 16 over here. Okay, 16 here. Now I need to find the percentage of return. So percentage of return I'll keep here only. 80 will go down in the denominator of 116. Therefore, percentage of return 1 is 100 multiplied by 16 upon 80. Okay, how to calculate now? It's very simple. Can I say 0 cancels? 8 ones are 8 twos are 16. 8 ones are 8 twos are 16. So now this 2 is multiplied with 10. So answer is 20%. Okay, so return percentage of returns obtained from the first firm is how much? It is 20%. Now the same formula but will apply for the second firm, the second row. Okay, for the second firm now I'll put the header for second firm. For second firm, formula remains same. Market value, the third formula, magical formula I'm copying. Market value multiplied by percentage of returns. This is for second firm. Second firm, face value of second firm multiplied by rate of dividend for the second firm. Okay, therefore market value of the second firm, is it given to me? Yes, it is how much? It is 120. So 120 multiply by, I need to find this, so I'll keep this as it is. Face value for both it's 100 multiply by rate of dividend for the second firm, it is 20%. So I'll just write here 20. Therefore, percentage of returns for the second, this 120 will go down in the denominator of 100 and 120. 100 multiplied by 20 upon 120. Okay, over here can I say now this 0 and zeros goes off? Yes. Now I'll do the cancellation with 2. So 2 6 is 12 and 2 1s are. I'm left with 100 and over here 6. Once again with 2. So 2 3s are 6, 2 50s are 100. So I'm left with 50 upon 100. So if I now divide 50 by 3, what I'll get? If I divide 50 by 3, I'll get the answer as 16.66666. It goes on and on and on. So if I approximate, the third digit is 5 or more than 5. Here we have 6. It's more than 5. So I can approximate. So it will be 16.67%. So can I say, students, the value for return 2, percentage of returns for the second firm is 16.67, and percentage of returns for the first firm is 20%. So which is the better firm for the better gains? Of course, the first firm. So at the end we need to write here at the end, therefore first firm with we have to copy the entire line, that 16% rupees 100 shares at 80 is better. Hope you understood, students. Thank you.